You know what? I actually like sitting here now.
Yeah.
I like sitting here now.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
All right. Thank you for coming.
Honestly.
I am not going to forget to do the thing this time.
You're not?
No, I'm not. Not
I
this
might.
time. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain and give you some insight on what goes on behind your favorite bar and restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Ding, 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 ding. Welcome back, everyone.
Back in the studio.
We're back in the studio. Yeah,
Man, it's been a while.
it has.
Yeah.
It's,
We missed not seeing Christian's
We haven't
face in
been here
person.
since last year.
Wow, I stepped all over your dad joke,
did,
and I
it's
hate
okay.
it. I hate
You give
it.
him his flowers. That's cool. They heard it.
I just missed my guy, man. It's nice to
Yeah.
have him back in here. It's nice to have him back in here. For
Oh
real.
yeah.
Yeah.
And today we have a guest. Would you like
Yeah.
to take it from there and introduce our esteemed guest here?
Well, I just know him as Alex.
That's me, yeah, Alex.
And that's all I need to know him as.
Yes.
But you can go into, letting everybody know what you do. I know you wear many hats. You didn't wear one today.
No, I wore a
You got to
Canadian
keep
tuxedo.
it flowing. Yes.
I wore a Canadian tuxedo.
Yes.
Yeah.
You look like Logan on vacation.
like Wolverine logo.
Yeah. On vacation. I
fuck
fucking
yeah.
love it.
Best compliment I've ever received.
Like straight up. Winter Logan.
I need a cigar.
Yeah. Winter Logan. I like it.
Drinking tequila, bub. Yeah, sorry. Morph. Morph. That's my Wolverine impression.
You have to be a certain age to get that joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or a certain nerd level.
Wait, didn't they're coming out with a new version of the X-Men
Yeah.
show, right? Oh, that's exciting.
Not a new version.
But
a
like the
continuation.
90s, right?
Yeah.
The
It's
90s.
X-Men 97.
97 or
97.
97? Okay.
97.
My sister and I watched so much of that. Yeah, my name's Alex. Do you want my last name?
Nah,
Do you want my
we don't need
birthday?
all
Do you
that.
want social security?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a filmmaker, like everyone in LA, pretty much. But noises. I'm a musician, and so through that, do you want just the backstory of how I got to do?
Tell whatever you want
I'm going to
people
lead
to know
you
about
to where I got to the service industry part.
How did you
Okay.
get here?
Yeah. So I moved out here to be a filmmaker. I was working on movies. Always grew up a musician and didn't really have that outlet when I moved out here because every band I was trying to join, they were like trying to be serious, like we want to be famous musicians. And that wasn't really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to kind of have fun. And so I started going to karaoke randomly, like in town with a friend of mine because I'd never really done it for whatever reason in South Florida. Like I'm from Miami, and it wasn't really a thing that they had there at the time, or at least that I was aware of.
Yeah.
Started doing it out here. And when the guy was out of town who would host it, he would have this random guy come in and do it for him, and he kind of sucked. And so I went up to the Dukes. We were friends. I was like, I'm a musician. Like, I know how to use the equipment. When you're gone, let me do it. Like, it looks like it'll be fun. I get to
Right.
drink and hit on girls. Like, count me in.
Yeah.
And so I filled in for him off and on for like 2 years and went really well. And eventually, I forget exactly what happened. Either he got fired or he quit or something. But a night opened up, and they asked me if I wanted to do it. So I bought my own stuff and started doing it and kind of just did it as a side job for like a couple years.
So you went and got your own equipment. It wasn't
Yeah.
something that was
I've
already
so
there.
basically I show up like I'm working later tonight. I show up with my own laptop, my own mixer, my own microphones, my own everything. I just hook up to their sound system and I hook up to their TV system. And yeah, so I did it off and on, just kind of filling in or one night a week or whatever. And then I was a producer at ESPN for a while. I quit that to finish a short film. Oh, you said no name dropping. Sorry. But I
Casual flex.
casual. I'm Canadian casual.
Canadian casual flex. I love it.
But so I left that job to finish a film I was working on. And I asked the bars, like, do you have any extra nights I could do?
Yeah.
So I started DJing karaoke there. I was doing, I think, 4 nights a week.
Oh.
And that's then COVID hit. And so now when everything came back, like, I don't know if this has been your experience, and maybe you've talked about it on other shows, but so service industry jobs were like some of the first to come back, because it was like restaurants and bars and like people were going out, like, what are we doing? And so karaoke, like, I worked even a little bit during COVID, kind of in secret, which was fun. I was doing karaoke, like, secret nights. And then
I've never pictured an underground karaoke
it
bar.
wasn't like
Prohibition karaoke.
it was hysterical. Like I would set up a microphone and like I'd have to put it on the other side of the room, and I was like, listen,
Speakeasy karaoke?
yeah, pretty much. Well, that actually is not a bad idea.
When the cops show up, do you yell scatter?
Yeah, like in Harlem Nights, like everyone has to run. But yeah, when it came back, they asked me to come back and do it. And like because of everything was in high demand, I got like a big pay raise. So
Oh.
it's just been very strange that this is now my occupation.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives me a lot of free time during the day to write and make movies, which is the reason I came here, which is great.
yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I'm doing 5 nights a week now. 3 of karaoke, 2 of DJing. I'm the worst DJ there is.
Oh, well, like so you do DJing as well.
So again, musician. So I'm a drummer. So
Right.
I have good rhythm and like good sense of what goes where and all that stuff. So I can like put together a pretty good playlist and kind of make it go from one song to the next. But in terms of like wiki, like gonna make this really cool and like play the crowd and oh you want this and you want this, I'll make this all go. It's like no. They come up and they ask me last night or 2 nights ago, someone came up to me and asked me for some song by a rapper I've never heard of, and I just look at them and go, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like I don't even pretend. You know what I mean? So. I do the best
So
I can.
how do you say that when someone asks you for a song, and it's one of those like, come on, man, check the room.
Yeah.
You know, look at what I'm wearing. Do I look like I would have that song?
Yeah, there is definitely some of that, right?
Okay.
It kind of depends, and I'll be very honest. If it's a cute girl, I usually have a different reaction. If it's like just some dude, right?
We all honest.
do. Yeah, we all do.
But so typically, like, okay, there was not the cutest girl once came up to me and asked me for ABBA Dancing Queen or ABBA Dancing Queen. And it was like in the middle, I was playing like rap song, and she asked me for it, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" Well, so here's the thing, though, guys. I played it just to, like so she would go away.
Yeah.
It slayed. Everyone I was like, "Oh, all right."
Yeah.
So now it's in the rotation.
Yeah.
So I'm
fucks
trying
with ABBA.
Yeah, oh, dude, it's good. Gimme. That song kills.
It's very surprising when you see like a song play that you just think will not work in a room,
And then it does.
and it just fucking kills,
So
especially out here.
So I'm 36. I remember when everyone's joke was like, "What music is bad?" or whatever. Everyone's joke was Nickelback. Nickelback sucks.
Right.
I now play Rockstar by Nickelback, and these Gen Zers go crazy. I guess it's a TikTok song or something.
It's just a joke at this point. It's like
Is
it's
it?
a joke
I
to
think
enjoy
they-
it now.
I think they like it.
Wow.
But now it's become such a joke, and then everybody being part of the joke, it's like now they actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like you meme hard enough, you become part of the meme.
Okay, while we're on it, I actually don't hate Nickelback. I think
Nobody does.
no, I think people did, and they're not
People
bad.
I
said
think
they
people hated Nickelback because they were told to.
Yeah,
people
exactly,
said they
you're
hated
right.
Nickelback, but I never
met
met
they have
anybody
some
that
good
did.
songs, like that one where it's like, I like your pants around your feet or whatever. That it's doom doom.
I didn't even know they got down like that.
No, they have a cool song. It's
All
kinda
right.
cool. Yeah, I like that song a lot.
All I know is that a hero will save us.
Yeah.
That's the only one I know.
That's with
and some about a photograph.
Saliva.
I've
the
heard
guy yeah, look at this photograph.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I do karaoke, I got like 5 words depending on the song.
And so, I going back to that, part of the difference in the jobs, like with karaoke, I'll play music videos in between the songs, and that's kind of free form, whatever you want, whatever fits the mood. So, like, let's say you sing, I don't know, like, what song would you sing if you sang karaoke? Give me your go-to.
Lately, I've been thinking, "Don't Stop Believing."
So you do Journey, Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah.
So then after that, I might play like Bon Jovi or something in a similar, like, arena rock, whatever.
Right.
So like I try to match it up to either what just played or what's being played. And so the DJing stuff is totally different. And so you're talking about like people coming up to me and being like, "Hey, there's this SoundCloud rapper. Like, can you play this song?" It's like, no, man, I've never heard.
Anybody who walks up
Never
to
heard a
request a
Little
song
Swirly, sorry.
and they have
Little
face tattoos.
Of, yeah.
What did you
I
say?
said I've never heard a Little Swirly. I don't know.
Little s- I just think
By the way,
anyone who walks
copyright
up
that,
with
Little
face
Swirly.
tattoos, you should not be requesting any song in a
No,
public venue.
no. Again,
Save
read
that
the
for your
fucking
car.
rules.
And
This guy
studio.
came in on a Friday night and asked me. He's like, "Hey man, I'm a rapper. I've got a video on YouTube. Like, tall white guy, like very much trying to dress the part, right?" He goes, "I'm a YouTube rapper. Can you play my video?" And I was like, "No, obviously not."
How mad do people get when you flat out just tell them no?
Okay. I
And
think,
do you tell people no a lot?
all the time. And I like, okay, so we're sitting here talking, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty nice and gregarious and all that stuff. Whatever reason, I'm the most defensive, just stone-faced person when I'm at work, and I don't know why.
Got that RBF.
Yeah, pretty much.
You got to. You have to in this industry. It's actually something we've been talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
lately,
yeah. I
told
so
that
it's
yesterday.
perfect.
Oh, did you?
Continue.
Yeah.
No, so like
I'll go
someone will
after
come up and be like, or my favorite is when they're signing up for karaoke. Like, I'm in the middle of the room and there's conservatively 35 TVs in the room, and someone will just go, and the words will come up on the screen, and like someone just sang a song, and I'll be like, no. and I'll just hit the song. Like, I'm such a dick. So you ask, do you tell people no? I tell everyone no. It's kind of like, it's not that I enjoy it, but for whatever reason,
I do.
It takes me like 3 or 4 laps to be like, all right, I can trust this person. Yeah. I've made friends from doing the job, but even they'll tell you I'm not friendly for the first 3-4 times.
That's usually me as well.
It's really
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
you kind of just gotta warm up to people, kind of like a cat. Just kind of like, I don't know you.
I
don't know you. No, you're coming on too strong. Relax, chill.
Yeah. You're doing too much.
I did a wedding yesterday, and they were all nice. They were great. They were fun. They were cool, and they got that level of happy drunk. And the groom came up to us to tell us thank you and this and that. He was saying thank you everybody. He shook my hand. He's like, thanks, man. He's like, are we cool? Are we good? I'm like, yeah. Why? He's like, I don't know. I kind of felt like we just got off to a bad foot or something. I'm like. He's like, you seem so upset. I'm like, oh no, that's just my face, man. Like, we're good. We're good. I'm just in work mode. Like, no. Like, we're cool. Yeah. It was great. You guys were awesome. I'm like, that's just my face, man.
Yeah. I have people come up to me all the time. They're like, you don't like this job. You're just like annoyed by hearing people sing. And I go, oh no, I tune it out. I don't even listen. Like that has no bearing on anything. I just stare ahead.
It happens to me a lot. I had that happen to me a bunch on this past Saturday. One person was like, are you stressed right now? And I was like, no. And they're like, you look stressed. And I was like, no, I don't. I've never seen you before. You know, like, how do you know if I look stressed? And then later on that night, this was right at the end after we've done last call. And yes, the music's still on, but the lights have been on for at least a solid 10, almost 15 minutes. And it's been a rough fucking night. I mean, rough. Like, we had a fight. And everything, you know what I mean? So obviously we want to just get out the door. We just want to leave. And we work in a place that even though we close at 2, we don't always close at 2. We close before 2.
Yeah.
You know, like some people hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, do you close at 2? And I'm like, ish. And they got super excited. Like, oh, they might be after hours. I'm like, nah.
No way.
It's a soft 2.
So I'm a soft 2. The manager.
If not you, it was gonna be me.
The manager at my place hates karaoke.
Yeah.
Which is great for me. Because he literally says, if it's the same 3 people singing back to back to back and the clock strikes midnight, pack it up. Like, I'm supposed to be there till 1. But he's like, no one's going to be here to hear those same 3 people over and over and over.
I love that.
I get paid the same
amount. I love a good manager. It's like sometimes keeping the lights on is more expensive.
For sure.
It really, really fucking is.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, wait. So I wanted to finish this real quick. So that YouTube rapper guy came in, right? I said no. He goes, what if I give you $100? I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
$100? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I told the manager this happened. He goes, yeah. If that guy gives you money, you play whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Great. And so the guy gave me $100 and I played his video. Not that bad. I was actually surprised. Like, this is pretty good.
Oh, that's good. That's good marketing right there.
That's even better. That's good for him.
You heard it here first.
Swirly on YouTube. No, I'm just kidding. I don't remember what his name was. But yeah.
Oh man, that is really good.
Oh, that's fucking great.
So you asked what my go-to song is. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh yeah,
like right now.
I write sins, not tragedies.
So believe it or not,
I write sins, not Panic at the Disco.
Okay.
Well, imagine
not your favorite? Or you don't remember it?
It was taking me a while. Okay, I got it now. Yeah. Okay.
So fun fact, guys.
Love that.
All I know is about closing the goddamn door because that gives me flashbacks. I couldn't leave doors open where I lived growing up.
Oh yeah.
Man, close that goddamn door. So every time I hear that, I'm just like, yo, somebody close the fucking door somewhere.
Sorry, Dad. Wait, so you guys, as an expert, I can tell you, you guys have chosen 2 of the more popular karaoke songs.
I had a feeling, but I've never heard either one of those sung karaoke.
I hear Don't Stop Believing and Bohemian Rhapsody probably more than anything.
Bohemian Rhapsody I've heard once or twice.
And I've never heard them done well.
Yeah.
Ever. Because people who are really good singers, no offense.
It's kind of hard to do Bohemian Rhapsody.
Well, so I've
to fuck it up. Yeah,
I've done
I've
done both of them literally so no one else will sing them. Because of the place where I have is a rule where it's like if someone sung it, you can't do it. Because then it becomes competition and we saw a fight break out. It's fun.
Right.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But I've never heard anyone...
Star Search is getting serious.
Yes, this talent show. I've never heard anyone do them well, which is interesting. And then Panic at the Disco is a more young, modern thing, but I've heard a lot of people do it.
Those two I haven't heard. Bohemian Rhapsody for me is like it's like quicksand. As a kid, I thought I was gonna have to deal with it more than I actually do as an adult. Because as a kid, I thought quicksand was everywhere, and I thought if you go anywhere where there's karaoke, someone's singing fucking Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I might have heard it twice in my entire life. I might have heard it twice.
I try to talk people out of it usually. Oh, that's another. People come up to me all the time. It's always drunk white girls, right? Let's be honest. Where it's like, it's my birthday, and what should I sing? I'm like,
you shouldn't.
No, I always say, what do you know? What do you know, Bethany? What's your go-to? Like, I just always, yeah. It's always the same girl. It's my birthday. Oh, you guys will appreciate this, actually. Every time someone comes up, it's my birthday. It's her birthday. Put us up next. I always say, Hitler had a birthday. They're not special. That's exactly what I say. To the point where the bartenders laugh every time someone says something about their birthday because they know what I'm going to say. I told you, I'm a dick at work.
Yeah, that's excellent. That reminds me of the Norm Macdonald.
Oh, Hitler's dog thing.
That is great. I
love
am
that.
gonna use that.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna use that.
Birthdays just aren't that important,
They're
right?
not.
I mean, even if they're important to you and your friends, that's great. But why am I gonna give you special treatment because it's your birthday? If you want me to have someone sing happy birthday to you or wish you happy birthday on the microphone, sure, fine, whatever.
My thing is, I'm sorry to jump in. My thing is, if one of your friends or somebody says, "Hey, it's their birthday," can we something like that?
There you go.
Yeah. But if you come home and say, "It's my birthday, what can I get?" Happy birthday.
Yeah.
What would you like to order and pay for?
What would you like to give me money for?
If you come up and say, "Hey, it's my birthday, give me special treatment," no. Your friends do it and kind of try to set something up and make it special for you.
Sure.
I work with that. I 100% can work with that.
Yeah. No,
but it's probably different for karaoke.
Yeah, usually when they're saying it, they're like they want to be bumped up to the next. Also, fascinating stuff. Sorry, I'm just venting so much.
No, that's what we're here for.
That's what we do here.
That's what we do.
People come up to me
and
like,
some people say it sounds like we're complaining, and guess what? We fucking are.
Yeah, I am. I definitely am.
It's our podcast. We can do that.
What do you think this is?
By the way, I keep getting confused where you're looking. I'm like, oh, that's right. I forget. Yeah, no, I understand. I picked it up. I make movies. You'd think I'd be better at that.
But you're not supposed to look at the camera. So
yes, that's true. Yeah. That's
Name one of your movies so that people can go rent it, and buy it, and do everything with it.
Like ones I've worked on that are big, or like ones I made?
Just something you want people
something you've been a part
to support
of
that supports you.
All right, go see Hot Tub Time Machine. No, I did work on that, but I get nothing from it. Overkill. I made a movie called Overkill.
Okay,
it's a short horror comedy. It's on YouTube. You can check it out.
Check that out.
It's on Screamfest's YouTube.
Please
give us
send me the link
so we can
that we can put that up there.
I think it's a fun movie. You'll like it.
Yeah,
I think maybe.
Let everybody decide as long as they pay.
It's free. It's just ads.
It's just like sex. It's still fucked. As long as they watched it.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what they thought.
That's all that matters.
Still fucked.
just like sex. Yes.
It's like when someone tells me, "Oh, I didn't like that drink," or "I didn't like my food." Like, you still had it.
Still drank it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but so I was saying, people come up and be like, "Hey, put me on the list next." And it's like, well, no, I have a list. Like, you're not next.
Oh, that's one of my favorite things because I'm standing in front of you now. That makes me next.
That's priority.
Yes.
I love that.
Or I've had people be angry. They're like, "I signed up 40 minutes ago." I'm like, well, then the list takes 40 minutes. I don't know what to tell you. People think. I mean, maybe other people do this. I don't know. I can only speak for myself. But if you come up to me and there's 3 people in front of you, then there's 3 people in front of you. I very rarely am I moving people around unless there's like a very good reason. Like the last couple nights, there've been there's no names, but apologies if anyone watches this. There's been these people who come in. They're very, very nice, but they are much older than the age group of the bar, right? Mm-hmm. And so like people are kind of leaving because it's these like older people singing these slow, boring old songs that they don't know.
A lot of Sinatra era stuff.
Funny, yeah. And I love, by the way, love it, no problem. But like
read the room.
The crowd of this bar in particular, it's like 22 to 26.
Right.
And so the manager and the bartenders and I are all sitting there like, what do we do? And so like I keep bumping them down, which I don't love to do, but at the same point, trying to get some energy in there because every time it's just like another Neil Diamond song. It's like, oh.
Remove half of that catalog.
So I have a QR code on the screen where everyone can just scan it and they see my whole catalog. And like removing it and putting it back up is not quite as easy, unfortunately, because it's a service that helps me out with it.
It sucks. I would maybe do like a separate QR code for a separate menu.
That's not a bad idea.
And just have them scan that
like,
one for
I sang
that
this
night.
song last week.
Well, scan the
You
code.
can only scan the
code.
65 and older code.
Yes.
65 and under.
It's only Bohemian Rhapsody nonstop. You're goddamn right it is.
We got an early bird menu on karaoke.
Oh, another story just popped in my head about this. So a guy comes up to me, and he goes, young black guy. It's important for the story. He goes,
I hope it is.
otherwise, why are you saying this?
A young black man is important for every story.
That's right. He comes up to me and he goes, his direct line was, "What hip hop you got?" And I was like, "Man, I've got 500,000 songs. Like, I have a lot." He goes, "Okay, name 10." And I went, "No, like, just look at the list.
Look at the fucking menu.
Yeah,
Goddamn it.
And he goes, and he literally starts going, "You helped out the white people. You're a racist." I was like, "What?" I was like, I told them to look at the list.
I pointed
too.
at the code.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he just kept going and yelling and yelling and yelling. I eventually had to call over the security guard, like, "Can you kick this guy out?" Like, it was just so strange.
Okay. I appreciate you saying this because this is something that I've been wanting to say for a while. We gotta use the card at the appropriate times, please. I'm dead ass because there are a lot of times where, you know, for those out there who do not know like what my heritage is, I am half black and half Puerto Rican. So whatever.
Do we talk about this? I'm a half Puerto Rican.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
He's half Puerto Rican.
No shit.
Si se puede. Yeah, and my dad's Fernando.
Boricua moment.
Boricua. Medio Boricua.
Oh shit.
You put us together, you make one hot Puerto Rican guy.
What? Yeah.
Anyway, you were saying.
Go ahead, continue.
My apologies for coughing in the mic. But no, I just wanted to say that like as minorities, like it really does suck when we go to a place and you can tell that we're not welcome there by someone looking at us or treating us a certain way and everything like that. And by all means, please call those places out. Do not let them get away with that like discriminatory behavior.
Sure.
What I do not like is that there are some times where no matter what race, I'm not just saying black. I prefaced it by saying, you know, yeah, I'm half black. I'm also half Latino. And I get confused for both no matter where I'm at. So it doesn't matter.
Well, it's not confusion if you are both.
I am confusion. I'm just saying that let's stop using the cards just as a backup, like of, oh, it must be racism. It's like, sometimes you're just being a dick.
Yeah.
Because I've had someone tell me that I was racist to them because they didn't think I was black. And I was like, I'm black too. I can't not like you because you're black. I'm black too. And they're like, oh, well, you just have a bad attitude then. I'm like,
that's
no.
different. I might just have a bad attitude.
And I do.
By the way, that's my point, is I was just being a dick to this guy the same way I was being a dick to everybody.
I was about to say everybody can get this dick.
That's right. My phone number is 954.
It is what it is. You bring the wrong attitude, everybody's going to get it.
So the manager, the old manager there, was not a big fan of like Latin music for whatever reason.
Fuck that.
Well, I mean, whatever. Like, you, as an establishment, you're allowed to have like our theme is rock or whatever. Like, you're allowed to do that.
But I've been in rock establishments that play Latin music and hip hop.
No,
and everything.
yeah. Oh,
so
absolutely.
That's why I get annoyed.
I like
by
to
that.
do a mix of it, but at the same point, I'm just saying they're allowed to say we want to veer away from this, that, and the other. Like, for the most part, I played like pop top 40, mixing a little bit of everything. And actually, once I actually talked to him, like some Latin was fine, but I think he mostly didn't want like real like kind of like ranchero, like mariachi kind of stuff.
Oh, no corridos, none of that.
Exactly.
Oh,
Which I understood. I was like, okay, that's not the vibe you want. Cool.
Which my only question is, because for anybody else out there listening, like, does that mean you can't play it at all, or is like do not play 2-3 songs in a row back to back or something?
For that in particular, don't play it at all. But like if I put a Bad Bunny song on and then like I don't know, I'm trying to think of someone else, like J Balvin or something. Like, if I put that back to back, it wouldn't be ideal. They would kind of want that sprinkled in for the most part. But there's no one sitting there watching me. But, like,
right.
I did, like, I'll get back to that story. But, like, one time I played, like, kind of a heavy metal song, and it was, like, a Christmas party. And it wasn't on purpose. It was on auto mix, and it just started. And he was, like, turned this off. So, like, there is a certain amount of what's the vibe for the moment. Right. But anyway... So, like I said, I'm not playing a lot of, like, kind of, you know, let's call it, like, deep Latin music. Like, the pop crossover stuff, no problem.
Yeah.
And this girl comes up to me and requests, like, I don't know, some song. I forget what it was. Some song, like, Vicente Fernandez. So I was like...
some chente?
Yeah, I was like, I can't.
Love some chente.
Can't play it, sorry.
Yeah.
Again, start saying, you're racist, you hate Latin people.
Oh, my God.
And I was like... I am Latin. Like, I don't hate Latin people.
Yeah. I think that's one of those, like, people don't always understand, like you said, read the room.
Yeah.
You got to look at where you're at. So if you're in a venue that doesn't look like they play that music all the time, just because it's your favorite song and it's your birthday doesn't mean you get to listen to it.
Bethany. Talking to you, Bethany.
I get really annoyed by that as well.
And for those people that want to say, oh, well, you should tell people that when you get there, it's like, no, you should just take the no as a no. Like, hey, there's a reason behind it.
It's not just I apologize for stepping on it, but it's not just that they should just take the no, and it's not just that they should be told before they get in there. It's a fucking societal contract. When you go into a place, it's not your home.
Yeah.
You're not home.
Yeah, you're not.
You know?
So
it's public space.
But you're absolutely right. You know? Like, accept the no, but it's like,
and then
we shouldn't have to be told no, is the only thing I wanted to add.
We used to have, like, a table and couch set up like this, like, right next to my DJ booth, and people would sing, and they'd stand up on the table and the couch and run around. And my whole thing was, number one, why on earth would you do that? Number two, I don't care. Fall and eat shit, whatever. Mm-hmm. But the manager at a certain point was like, hey, man, it's like an insurance thing. Like, if they fall, like, we're in trouble. Mm-hmm. So you have to tell them not to. And so I'll constantly tell people to get off the couch, and half the time they won't. I'll have to literally stop the music, mute their mic, and just say, get off the goddamn couch. Yeah. And literally they'll be like, why are you so mean? I'm like, why aren't you listening? Why are you doing this? Like, I'm so confused.
I think that more parents need to
beat their children.
Yes.
I agree.
They need to buy beatings for their children. No. More parents need to just get an old couch and put it somewhere where your kids can just jump on it and get all that jumping out of their system while they're young. Because for some reason,
couch jumping,
20-something-year-olds love standing on couches. I've never understood.
Have you had that at your place?
And bar tops.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Every place I've ever worked at, if there's a couch, it's getting stood on. I'm talking about fine dining restaurant. I've seen people standing on the couches because their music came on and it was their birthday and this and that. And I'm like, come on, man.
This whole podcast is about birthdays are bullshit, right?
Birthdays are bullshit. Babs.
It's like it gives people an excuse to be assholes and just animals.
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's consequences. Birthday or not. Birthday's not a get out of jail free card.
No, but also like don't treat the world like it's your city bus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe that's a newer thing. I don't know, but I felt that more when I moved out here. I've been here for like 14 years now. I felt that more out here than anywhere because like everyone moves here. No one's from here. I mean, obviously there are, but like relatively speaking. And so like I'll go to a movie theater and people kick their shoes off and put like their bare feet up on like the chair in front of them and stuff. It's like
that's not just a here.
You know where they don't do that?
Where?
At the Alamo Draft House.
Yeah.
Which is where we will be having our first live episode on February 19th at planned? 7 p.m.
Woo! Whoa, was that planned?
No, but it just felt right.
That's awesome.
Can you say that one more time? When?
February 19th at 7 p.m.
Where?
Yes. At the Alamo Draft House.
Where's
downtown LA.
Downtown LA.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That was wow, that was a seamless plug. Holy shit.
But it wasn't
no bad segue there.
I went to karaoke there like last week.
Yeah?
That's when I saw you, yeah.
That's why you were there.
Yep.
Okay. They keep telling me to come to karaoke. I'm like, but you do it on the night that I work. I physically cannot be there.
It was cool, but there was literally like a homeless couple there having like a domestic dispute. It was very weird. Like he was just screaming at her. And I was just looking around. I was like, is no one going to do anything about this? And eventually security came and said, sorry, if you're not paying for anything, you have to leave. So they just went and bought a drink and then continued screaming at each other. I was like, well, I guess they're following the rules as you put them in front of them. So.
Wow.
Man, you know the workaround I've seen for that, though?
What?
I have to see your ID.
Mm-hmm.
And for anyone...
That's voter suppression.
Yeah. Let's not turn into that podcast. But for those out here who don't kind of understand what's going on with places in LA asking for your ID when you walk in, it's to keep the homeless out. Mm-hmm. It's not that you look like you're young enough to be carded and you're 70. Yeah. I am so sick and tired of people being like, oh my God, thank you. It's like, no, that's bitch, they're making me ask you. I'm asking everyone.
At the place, I mean, I think we've talked about where I work. I think you know. I won't say the name, I guess. But it's like near UCLA, so it's like college-y. And so they check at my place because half the time it's underage people.
Right.
And I constantly tell the guy at the door, like, just let them in and put an X on their hand or something. Like if we have all these like 21-year-old or 20-year-old like really pretty college girls, it will help our business. But you know, there's a whole.
But
like,
it'll also shut
thing.
you down,
yeah,
because somebody's gonna buy them a drink.
Here's what's
I guarantee it.
Yeah, of course.
I guarantee
Here's
it.
what's hysterical though. Again, not naming any names here. They often, I've seen it before, where they check the ID and they go, oh, it's a good one, but yeah, we're not gonna let you in. Try this place down the street.
Yes.
They tell them where to go. Which makes me want to go to that place.
You know what? That's can't even be mad at that.
No,
you can't,
because that place
be.
over there is running their business like that, which allows that. So
yeah.
And if they get shut down,
I know you're trying to come out here and have a good time, but you're not going to do it here.
No.
Yeah,
over there.
Go to the place that has the money to pay all of their fines to stay open.
For sure.
Because we can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got 2 questions for you.
Yeah, 7 inches. Go ahead. That's number 1.
3 questions.
Okay. It's such a dumb. It's like a dirty dad joke. Anyway,
No,
sorry.
that's fucking great.
Go
A
ahead.
dirty dad joke in denim?
One.
Yeah.
Do you know what part of Puerto Rico your family's from?
San Juan.
San Juan. Oh shit. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can say my last name, right?
If you want
choose
to.
Yeah. My last name is Montilla.
Ooh.
And there's like streets in San Juan with the family name on it and like buildings and stuff. I went for my brother's wedding, and my grandfather was like a record. He was like a record producer and executive and stuff in like the 40s and all that. And so he was producing out of there and then went to like New York. Like there was a thing in Times Square and stuff. Like he was a big deal for a while in a certain genre of music, like Latin and then eventually like Spanish opera and stuff. But we were walking and my dad just goes, I think your grandfather, his father, I think he grew up like around here. And we start walking and we look on the street and literally on the street it says Montilla. It's like right there, and we knock on the door, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this was your family's like house."
Wow.
And they like let us walk around, and my dad's just like crying. It was very cool.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's
dope.
fucking
I've only been to Puerto Rico once, but that was it. But it was
when did you go?
that was my brother's wedding. It would have been 2000 and 17.
Okay.
Oh, man, I went in 16.
Did you?
I went in 16.
I went in about 2016 as well. That was the last time I was there for a family reunion.
Yeah, we went San Juan, and then we drove to Rincon across the island, which is where my brother got married.
Nice.
It was cool. Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool that you have that piece of family history. That's super dope.
It's great,
Did
yeah.
you go
But
to
everyone
Taboo?
moved to Miami eventually. Sorry.
Did you go to Taboo or Tambu?
No,
Or
what's
the surf bar that's
No.
over in Rincon.
Oh,
That place is fucking dope. I love it. But they say to go when it's like surf season, and it's just fucking amazing because you get all these surfers just coming in and you're just watching them surf all day. And the bar is like, it's at beach level, so it's not like you got to walk out to the beach. Like literally, the cove is right there.
Oh, maybe
downstairs,
I did go. I think this
and
was
you're
near
upstairs.
Yeah.
and that level has 2 levels. It's so beautiful.
I think I saw
I want to go back for surf season.
For
Just
those
to watch
asking,
it.
we will do an episode of Puerto Rico in
Yo,
the future.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Can I go?
Please, let's do it there.
Let's do it.
Because I remember talking to the
I'll wear
bartender
denim
there.
swim trunks.
Don't tease us like that. But I remember the bartender there. I don't know if he's still there because obviously it's been almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
But he had said at the time he had been there for almost 10 years.
Oh wow.
And he said what he did is he split his time between Rincon and New York City. So he preferred to live in Puerto Rico, but he couldn't stay there all the time. He didn't make enough money. So whenever the tourist season was over, he'd go back up to New York, crash at a pad, make his money there, and then whenever the tourist season started back up in Rincon, he'd head back home.
Probably good for taxes.
Y'all, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
I
But
texted.
you were saying something about with being with your brother there for the wedding or something?
Yeah. Well, so I
apologize for
texted
cutting
my
you off.
uncle. I was like, "Oh yeah, we're in Rincon," and he's like, "Oh yeah, I used to go there when I was living in Puerto Rico to surf. Really beautiful, lots of girls. Used to bang a lot. Anyway, have fun." I was like,
Nice.
I remember it just always made me laugh that like that was the sequence.
Yeah,
And I was there.
sounds about
I was
right.
there with my ex-girlfriend, and she and I like would quote that for like ever. We thought it was the funniest thing.
That is dope.
My second question, or rather, thing I was gonna say was, do you, as a DJ, karaoke DJ, do you ever have like a group of friends that go with you or whatever to help start the party, this and that? Like, do you have like I guess a clique or whatever you want to call it? Just friends you say, hey, I'm gonna be here, come out, whatever.
Do you have
I gotta-
line standers?
Line standards? I've never heard
Yeah.
that.
So like if you do a pop-up, you have people that stand in line to make, like, do you have your friends come up so at least there's some people there supporting you and making the venue look good to bring
Interesting.
people
Yeah.
in?
Okay. So
If that's what you were saying,
well,
I apologize.
That I'm asking that. It's like a yes or no, so I can lead into my other question. Okay. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I guess the short answer is not really. I kind of have 5 or 6 people that have followed me from venue to venue, but they're not there consistently. Okay. But yeah, I mean, like I was at a place in Hollywood or like Mid-Wilshire area that closed down during COVID. Some of those people followed me to Santa Monica. Some of those people followed me to Silver Lake. I did a couple nights in Hollywood at this place, and a couple people came through, but it's not very consistent. So typically on any given night, I'll set up and like I'll probably sing the first song, and each place kind of has their own regulars that'll come for the karaoke. So like I'll know these 5 people will come to this place every night, but they're not going to go to that other place. But in terms of people that will follow me around, it's like it's my friends, you know. It's like 3 or 4 people.
Okay. Does the bar ever give you like a tab or anything like that for your drinks or your friends' drinks?
Because I'm not saying the names of the bars. Yeah, I always get free drinks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Whatever I want.
But for you,
for me, but if I go up and I like again to out myself, I guess. But like if I meet a girl or something and it's like let me buy you a drink. Yeah, I just walk up to the bar and they give her a drink. Or even if, like you come by, like, yeah, I got a drink for you for sure. But I rarely take advantage. Like there was a girl I was seeing who I know is going to watch this, so hi.
Hey,
and like and subscribe.
She would come with me. She's the one who hates Casamigos.
Like and subscribe.
Yes.
Hit us in the comments.
We were talking about how Casamigos is glycerin water, and you called it
I
tequila
said it,
flavored vanilla.
Yeah, it's tequila flavored vanilla.
That's great. Well, anyway, but so she would come with me a lot to one of the place, to any place where I did it, and yeah, I would drinks for her all the time. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so when you said that you don't take advantage of it, which is good. There's been one of the places I work at. We do a lot of events, and the events that we do, it's like a collective of DJs and people that will go and, play mixes, whatever, this and that, put on a performance, put on a show, and have everybody have a good time. And I know when DJs, when they're a little bit busy, they tend to send people to the bar to grab a drink for them. Mm-hmm. So I guess what I'm bringing up is, I guess I'm venting here, is sure. I had in the last event we had friends or whatever the fuck they were to the DJ were coming up and asking me for a drink for the DJ. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, boom. And then I'm like, oh, it's $12 or whatever the hell it was, and they're like, oh, put it on so and so's tab. I'm like, they don't have a tab. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, well, they're playing right now. I'm like, okay, well, I still need $11. Mm-hmm. Like, well, you don't have a card for? I'm like, no, I don't have anything. I can't give you this drink unless you have like these tickets that we give out so the DJs can send their people here or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then this individual started just getting upset over $11 for a fucking drink. And I'm like, look, and then they were trying to order a bottle. That's what it was. A bottle of champagne. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And they were pressing me about it, and I'm like, look, man, do you want it or not? Right. I don't have a card for them. If you want this, go get a card from them or bring me one of these little tokens that will give you the fucking bottle.
Right.
And he's like, well, how much is it? I'll pay for it. I'm like, well, today, this was New Year's Eve. I'm like, today it's $55. He's like, what? You guys usually charge $35. I'm like, yeah, that was last week. Today's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
I mean, last year's price.
Yeah, last year's price. But I was just like, look, man, do you fucking want it or not? Like, why are you getting mad at me? I'm just telling you, I didn't set the price. Yeah. So like, my thing is, and it's not the first time this has happened where DJs will be like, well, because I'm playing, I can get away with this. And I'm like, yeah, cool. We appreciate you playing music. Yeah. But the owner of the place I'm working at never gave me the go ahead to give you free drinks. Yeah.
So I've had the benefit pretty much that like, anywhere, all the places I've had consistent karaoke work, like, there's places like the one place in Hollywood where I've worked a couple of times, it is the exception, but pretty much everywhere else, or actually everywhere else I've ever had, like, I have a night at this place, like that's my karaoke spot for this night. Mondays I'm here, so on and so forth. They're all owned by the same group of people, and so I know the whole family, I know all the bartenders, so. Other places where like, oh, I'm just trying tonight, or like they're trying me out, rather, I'm filling in or whatever. Mm-hmm. I would never expect to get free anything. If I do, cool. But everywhere, like this other group of bars, like I know the owner, I know the manager. So if I and also that very rarely is it busy enough on one of my nights where I'm sending people up. And if I do send someone up, it's usually someone they know.
Yeah. But you're also not taking advantage of that.
No. Like I'll
you're
let's say I'm getting crazy. Like I'll have like 4 drinks. Like I'm not going wild.
But you're not asking for a bottle of champagne on New Year's Eve.
No.
Without a card on file.
No. And then again, so the main place where I work, there's also a little phone in the DJ booth, so I can call the bar and say, "Give me a vodka soda" or whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I'll say, "Give it to so and so," and yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I'd like to have a can on a string.
I mean, you can get walkie talkies or.
Oh, that'd be over.
Carrier pigeon.
But the bartender also knows, like, so half the time someone won't have like a tip for me or whatever.
That would be a LA thing.
Yeah,
carry a pigeon.
And if I'm gonna drink that night, and like someone says, "Oh, can I buy you a drink?" Even though I get free drinks, I'll let them buy a drink because it's good for the bar, obviously. So I will say, "Yes, go tell the bartender to make me a drink."
The other
man,
one hand wash. Damn,
it's almost like you're a fucking professional.
Yeah, it's like you've been doing this for a while.
And so I'll have them go get me a drink. One girl recently apparently went up to buy me a drink and said, "Oh, the bartender said the DJ said it was free," and so they gave her a free drink, thinking I just sent her up to get a drink. Oh, and then the bartender called me and goes, "Why would you have her do it?" I was like, "I didn't tell her to do that. I told her to buy me a drink."
Yeah.
So,
which I would also say
she beat the system.
That. But I'd also say like that. I kind of put that on the bartender a little bit too, because on us, we're supposed to know who the DJ is. Mm-hmm. Like, especially if it's someone that's been there before, I'm always going to know, nah, they wouldn't say that. And if it's someone new, I'd be like, I don't know them like that. So even if they did say that, it doesn't matter.
In his defense, if I had to guess, he if it was a dude, he immediately would have been like, no chance. But the fact that it was a girl, I bet he was thinking like, oh, right. He's flirting with this girl instead to come get him.
Right, right. Which is why when I say it that way, when I say like more on the bartender, I mean, I wouldn't have come to you and been like, why did you say that? I would have came to you later and been like, hey, old girl over here thought that she was getting a free drink. I know you didn't say that, but make sure you let the next one know. You know what I mean? Like that's where we come in, just to be like, I know you didn't do that, but just know, this one's over here, or the last 2 girls you sent up, man, they ain't worth it. Don't take their number, take their Instagram.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, he called me on the little phone back there and he said, "Did you tell her that this drink was going to be free?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Well, she thinks it is." Like, I didn't tell her that.
I wouldn't even have called you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have called you.
And to shoot the bartender some bail. And if you don't know, if you're unsure, just ask your manager or the owner. Just ask. Be like, hey, can this person come up and ask whatever? Just ask.
See, it sounds like
don't be afraid to ask.
You run a much tighter ship than where I work, because where I work, I don't know that I'm hoping they don't watch this. I don't know that they know I'm getting free drinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do.
Yeah. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. But again, I don't take like,
you don't take advantage.
No.
That's the whole point. And it isn't that they don't know. Is that they know, but they know that things are being done the right way.
Yeah.
Like, let's just be real. We know what this podcast is. This isn't like the cut and dry of this is what we're supposed to do. This is us telling you how it fucking is.
Works, yeah.
And as long as you don't do anything that causes attention to yourself and gets you fucked, you won't get fucked. But if you won't get fucked, you gonna get fucked. You will fuck around and find out. But I'm just saying that in a sense of venting, because I get tired of going to a place and the bartender can drink with you. So I go there to see that bartender that I know, that I'm friends with, and I go to have a shot with him, and then come to find out, man, we can't have shots right now because such and such did this or
yeah,
such
what are
and
the
such
rules
did
at your
that.
places? Are you allowed to drink or not really?
Where I work, yeah, but that's because
the place where I saw you?
Yeah, that's because we don't drink where I work. Like, we might have a shot or two, but no one gets drunk because we all know to do what we're supposed to do.
Nobody wants to be the person that ruins it for everybody.
Exactly.
The first place where I worked, I mean, back when it was fun, the same bartender, the bartender I'm talking about with that girl story, he and I have worked together basically the entire time I've done it. It's been like 10 years, including filling in, and it's been the 2 of us. Like, that's half the reason I still do it, is because he and I are just friends. We literally like live next to each other.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're good friends, and so it's just a good time to hang out with him. But he doesn't drink at work anymore, which is a pretty good rule.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But people ask him, like, buy him a shot. He's like, oh, yeah, sure, and pour something else in there and drinks it. But, I mean, he used to get wasted at work, and he would, like, by the end of the night, like, we'd both have our shirts off. Like, I'd be hosting karaoke, and he'd be behind the bar shirtless. Like,
and that's why we can't have nice things.
Oh, shit.
no, it was, there was some times where, like, this was all a bad idea. And the place where we used to work had mini golf inside, which might tell you where that was.
I've always kind of wanted to work at a place with mini golf.
It was cool.
I fucks with mini golf heavy.
Although it's cool, except that place would have fights fairly often, and like you're telling me that you're gonna let these monsters walk around with like golf clubs? Like you want to give them
Fight
weapons?
broke out at the windmill.
Yeah,
you're giving T-Rex mouth is on the shambles.
You're giving them weapons. But
I actually would like to see that. I gotta start going to the mini golf spot.
It's gonna look like a fucking Power Rangers battle scene with all the miniature objects. People just
like Godzilla.
If we put lights in the sticks, it'll look like a Jedi fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, but yeah, it was fun, man. That place was wild.
Power
Literally,
Ranger
that place was the Wild West back in the day.
Awesome.
Like every story was just like, you found who having sex where, like everything. And that,
Speaking of which, I walked in on 2 people the other day, and it was fucking funny. Mostly because
the mini golf place?
I looked at that bathroom and I was like, "Who would want to have sex in here?"
was it people who worked there?
No.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, the places I work, it's like the people who work there are like more wild than anyone. It's like college-y places.
Like
you know
that
what I mean?
in a while. Yeah, I haven't worked at a place like
There's
that.
So there was more than just one hole in one.
Yes. Literally, the place where I work now, there's a couch upstairs that everyone knows. Like that's
It's
where you
the casting couch?
That's where you go. Yeah, that's where you go.
That's the case.
Well, brother, thank you for coming in, man.
My pleasure.
Time really fucking flew by.
It did.
Really flew
Wait,
by.
what's your favorite cocktail?
Wait, you still have a story to tell.
I have one story I want to tell you. Yeah.
Yeah, I want that instead of the cocktail.
Oh well, my favorite
I
cocktail.
apologize. It's
Real
just,
quick.
he can tell us that off camera.
Favorite cocktail is Jack and Coke, but
There you
I
go.
almost never drink it
simple
anymore. Okay. There was a murder once well, I almost said the name. There was a murder once at karaoke. Yeah, you want to hear it?
Okay, yeah, please.
It's not particularly funny, I'll tell you right now, but it's just what a wild story. Like, 'cause I was told you, I was telling this girl today. She's like, "What's your craziest story?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, outside of the usual, like, oh, I walked in on someone or drunk person, whatever."
Yeah.
There was a murder.
Yeah.
I'm at work. Guy comes in. For lack of a better phrase, looked like the
Look like the murdery type.
no looked
Okay.
like the bad guy from like an 80s ski school movie. Where it's like, you know, like tall, good-looking white guy, but like he looks like his name
Thank you
should
for
be.
describing that
Yeah.
because I couldn't. I was like,
No, that's
you
that's
painted
the
a picture
greatest
I had no
descriptor.
frame for.
He looks
I
like,
like that.
his name would be like Blaine or something. You know what I mean? Like that kind of guy. And,
Okay.
and by the way, exactly what he is. But so he comes in and he's like, "I hate your music." I was like, "Okay." Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Do you have a specific song you want to hear? "I hate your music." I was like, "Okay, great." His friend comes over, really sweet, good dude who I've met before. He's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry. Like, he's just drunk. Don't worry about it." I was like, "Yeah, it's all good." And the guy goes, "He doesn't know who I am," to his friend. And I was like, "Yeah, I don't." He takes out his wallet, peels off $400 bills, and throws them at me. And I went, "Oh, thank you. Got it. Put it in my tip jar." He flips over my tip jar, and I went, "For $400, you could flip over my tip jar every 5 minutes. I really don't care. You're good, man."
Yeah.
And so I go about my night. His friend is singing with his girlfriend, all that stuff. The dude is just sitting there staring at me the whole night, just like mean, right? Not drinking apparently. Like I found this out after the fact. Apparently wasn't drinking. Showed up already drunk or on something. We don't really know. I'm getting a bad vibe from the guy all night. He's just staring at me. And so I called the bartender, who was basically the manager that night. I was like, "Hey, can I get out of here a little early? Like, no one's really singing. Like, this dude's freaking me out. I'm just going to get out of here." He's like, yeah, sure. I go home. I get a phone call like 45 minutes later. Apparently, what happened was this dude eventually got kicked out because he was just causing problems. Like, you got to get out, man. You're creeping people out.
Yeah.
He gets into his, like, Porsche 911 or something. You know, ski school rich boy car, and he's like doing donuts in the middle of let's say Wilshire. It's not, but not Wilshire, but something very equivalent. Gotcha. And he's like almost like hitting people outside, and so they're like, "All right, everyone, get back inside the bar." He literally tries to hit this one dude that he had a problem with. I guess runs over his foot. Security guards grab that guy, bring him inside. Dude's still doing stuff outside. His friend is out there trying to stop everything. Dude misses the one guy, hits his friend. His friend catapults into a tree, breaks his back, falls down, pretty much dying. The bar where I work is right next to like an ambulance, like EMT place. They pound on the door. They come out. They look at the guy. There's like not much we could do. Guy dies.
Wow.
Dude in the Porsche takes off. Gets on the highway. They find him in like Calabasas or something. They pull him over, charge him with DUI. Find out later, like, oh, also he attempted to kill someone and then did kill someone else. And so
he killed his friend?
Killed his friend, yeah. Crazy story. Crazy. And like really sad.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I know
this
that.
sounds such a bummer.
No,
I mean,
and
that is a crazy story.
We won't end it there though.
Yeah.
Because it's actually something we've kind of mentioned before, but finish, please.
Well, so and then oddly enough, I called the cops the next day because they left like a card, like if anyone has any information. I was like, I interacted with both of them. I actually may have been the only one to interact with both of them because the one guy wasn't drinking, so he wasn't even going to the bar. Because of course, I mean, you guys would know this, but the cops were like checking with the bartenders, be like, how many drinks did you give him? Yeah. And the bartenders were like, I don't think we gave him any. And they checked the cameras and like, yeah, I think maybe one drink. And so I was the only one to interact with them. I was like, you guys want to know anything? And the cops were like, no, we're good. Yeah. They didn't want to talk to me at all. I was like, really? Which also felt like strangely narcissistic of me to be like, you sure?
But like he flipped over my tip jar.
Yeah, like
he gave me money. Let's talk about that.
Not to I don't know what the right word is. You're not to grandstand or virtue signal or anything, but I didn't feel right about having that money. Like it felt very strange about him giving me that money.
I understand.
Yeah.
So I understand the feeling.
It was actually this is a strange way to go about it, but this is the first time I got into crypto. I put that $400 on this thing that my friend told me. He's like, this is going to double overnight. And he was right, it did. And so I took that half, the $400 that he gave me, and put it towards the guy's funeral fund on a GoFundMe. Wow. And then I kept the other $400. Wow. So it was kind of a win-win, even though it was clearly not.
I mean, that's all you can really do, man. That's good. That's better than what most people would have done.
Better than what I would have done.
He was such a nice guy, too. Like, I mean, I'd met him a couple times, and it was just like, when I heard that, I was like, boy.
The one who passed you had met a couple times?
Yeah.
I
really
personally forgot
guy.
that part. I thought you had met the guy who was being a dick a couple times.
No. That was the first time I ever met him. And he was... You could just tell there was something wrong with the dude, but it was like, I never in a million years would have expected that.
Yeah.
And then I felt, so that guy my bartender guy who, we've been together like 10 years, right? And we live near each other. He came over the next morning at like 10 a.m. And that's when he finally got home from all this, like from dealing with the cops and stuff.
Oh, shit.
And like, this is a like real kind of stoic dude, like good guy. Never seen him emotional in my life. And like, you could tell it took a toll on him. I mean, because he was literally the guy seeing like the guy on the floor running to the EMT, like, come help us.
Right.
And then the security guy who was out there and saw the whole thing, everything, like had to take like 2 weeks off or something. Like, it messes with you.
Yeah, no, that is a lot.
And I think that's what people don't understand. Like, to wrap it up, I guess, about working in the service industry is like, yeah, we see people at their best in terms of having fun and a party and stuff, but we see people at their worst when they're misbehaving because of substances or just inhibition, like release or whatever. But like, there's a lot in there where it's, I mean, I legitimately, my life is so interesting now that I'm doing this kind of full time, essentially, where I almost don't ever want to go anywhere or out or whatever, because like, I just know what it can be.
And people don't understand that about being in this industry. Like, a lot of times, the last thing you want to do on a night off is go out to do the very thing that you see every night, because you see the good, but you've also seen the bad. And you're like, honestly, I just need to mentally decompress tonight.
I feel like Jason Bourne, like I go into a room and I want my back up against the wall so I can look at everything, because I know where this can go. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always kind of clocking people, and like my ex-girlfriend was a bartender, and she told me, she goes, I've started profiling people way more than ever, like based on all sorts of things. Not that she was proud of it, but like, race, socioeconomic, like what they're wearing, any of these things. Like, she could see that person's going to tip, that person's not, that person's going to be a tough client, that person's not, whatever. Yeah. Like, just based on a lot of factors and kind of with 80% certainty. Right. People surprise you for sure.
Yeah.
But you kind of know.
And there's nothing wrong with that as long as you don't make that your personality going into the real world,
and don't treat them differently.
Treat everybody the same, but just
hope they surprise you.
Yeah, hoping they surprise you. Have that back in your mind, like okay, or if somebody gets aggressive that you knew would be aggressive, like okay, see, I was right.
Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Of course,
which
definitely
is every shift.
It's
literally every
absolutely.
Shift. And it's just so weird now that we're in like this culture where everyone's just so angry. Like it's a different thing now because it's like the fun can very quickly turn to something else. Like
it's very volatile.
So on Saturday, at this point, we might as well just let it ride. Might as well. But on Saturday, we were having like mid kind of night, kind of normal or whatever. And then all of a sudden we started to get busy, started to flow. We were having a good time. Just going through. And then, I can't remember the name of the fucking song, but it was a Mariah Carey song, but not the Christmas one. It was just some other one. And that song came on, and I remember thinking to myself, because I had just taken someone's order, I was like, oh man, it's Mariah, but it's not that fucking Christmas song. Like, that means we're finally out of it. So I was feeling happy.
She has a New Year's song now, too.
I don't want to hear it. But I was just happy that I was like, oh, it's over. Because to me, there's pre-Mariah Carey and there's Mariah Carey. That's how I look at my bartending season. There's a few weeks where it's Mariah Carey time where everyone's fucking on one. I'm going to be stressed and I'm going to be overworked. The moment I hear her fucking voice, I already know it. So when I heard that, I was like, man, we're good. Next thing I know, I hear motherfuckers just fighting, throwing glass everywhere. And I'm just like, yo, we don't have that many security guards.
Do you have to get involved as a bartender sometimes?
I don't have to, but I know how many people we have who can get involved.
And you want to help.
Yeah. So my first thought was, let me run out there and go help out. And I get there, and it's all women fighting. I thought it was going to be guys. All the guys were standing around watching, and these girls were just fucking throwing blows. Hair was getting pulled. Bitch this, bitch that. Glasses getting thrown. All of a sudden, this guy sprouts up from out of the ground. His face is all bloody, and I'm like, who the fuck hit you? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like trying to break this shit up, and I'm in the middle of it. And then my GM comes over. And, we're like trying to talk to this other guy, and then the girl hits him, then she hits the other girl. So then we're trying to get him out. But like, because he got hit, he thought he got hit by a guy. So he turned around ready to fight. So then my manager had to choke him to get him away. And he was like, he was the one confused. I literally heard him saying, why am I getting kicked out? I don't even know who hit me. Those words came out of his fucking mouth.
Oh my God.
Music has stopped. The DJ's like, nah, we don't do that, because it's right in front of the DJ booth.
Yeah.
Where this is going on. And we finally get everything like sorted out. The girls are still fighting, of course. And next thing you know, music starts back up, and we have to go right back to serving. And I still had to remember the fucking order that I took before the glass was thrown. Because I got back, and homie was looking at me like, so where's my drink?
Where's my tequila?
Like, dead ass. He looked at me like, yo, where's my drink? Where'd you go? I was like,
she threw it across the room.
Did you not see me breaking up this fucking fight? But this was maybe
I don't
midnight.
give a fuck. Where's my drink?
This was maybe midnight.
No, so you had 2 hours left.
We still had to go through the rest of the night.
That's my favorite part, actually, post-COVID, is that, like, I used to have to do karaoke till 2. When I did it, it was 10 to 2. And now I go 9 to 1, and it's so much better. Mm-hmm. Life is so much better.
You get out before it gets too crazy.
It's not even that, and it was smart on the part of the bar, but, like, we can capture a little bit of an earlier crowd starting at 9. Like, that's when they're about to leave, so they can stick around. But then also, you give everyone who's the late night crowd like an hour to cool off. And it really, really works. Because I'll sometimes stick around till 2, and I'll look around and be like, man, they're all just like calm.
It's different than it used to be.
Yeah, it really is.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to get people out of your venue now than it was before COVID, man. Getting people out was a negotiation. Mm-hmm. Depending on how many security guards you had to do the math. Can I take this motherfucker? How many mototherfuckers is with him? You had to do all of that. Now it's a little bit more calm.
See, I'm behind a DJ booth, so I don't have to worry about that.
I'm behind a bar, and I'm still worried.
Oh, yeah.
You just never know. I mean, when you got to tell a 6'5" motherfucker he can't have no more drinks.
Yeah.
And everybody behind him is 6'2" and up.
I'm always.
I mean, I'm not scared of that ass whooping, but I still don't want to take it. I have to negotiate.
I've built up.
Definitely got to see how you're feeling that day.
Yeah,
I built up a pretty good reputation in my place where like the security guards know like I'm very quick to kick someone out because I won't even let it get to that point. Like that guy was like, "You're racist." Like, okay, you're gone. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to yell back at you. I'm just going to be like, "Yep, cool, bye."
Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
And then I just pick up the mic, go security. I just say it quietly, and then they come over, they grab him, and kick him out.
That's nice. For me, I literally just walk away. I literally just walk away from
stalker.
It's like blipping
kick her out forever.
Yeah, stalker.
That was fun. Yeah, stalker-ish.
Did she work for Levi?
No.
Oh, I thought it was.
Can she get me some jeans?
Well, I mean, you wear them so well.
Yes. Oh, I understand. Funny joke.
It's been an hour since my last denim joke. I had to get one in. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm Jay Leno. Yeah, my face is on fire, man.
Man.
Oh God.
So I would ask you've already said that you like to say no to people.
It's not that I like to say no.
Well, no. I like to say no. I'm
not afraid of it.
Yeah. What is your go-to? How do I get you out of my face nicely, but it doesn't hurt the venue? Like, how is your way of,
again,
especially with the pushy, it's my birthday or whatever.
So this is the other thing is I have the benefit of knowing this family for a long time. So like, I have a certain security, whether it's in my head or not, that like, there's not much I could do or say to get fired. Obviously, there are things I can do and say to get fired, but like, but if I like, they know me well enough to trust me that if I say, look, this person was being a dick, so I said fuck off, like they're cool.
Right.
But I mean, I've had to say go away, walk away. Oh, here's another great story. Sorry, I know you guys probably
no,
good. No, you're good.
This happened on Halloween.
Yeah.
So do you guys see that Netflix show, The Most Hated Man on the Internet?
No.
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of this.
So just to fill you in, it's a guy who, for lack of a better phrase, popularized like revenge porn. But it turns out he was actually hacking into people's emails and getting it illegally, went to prison, bad guy. The whole thing is about this dude. I kind of look like him. Like, not a lot, but like a little. And my cousin said I looked like him. I was like, all right, that'll be my Halloween costume. Fun. I just got a shirt, said Most Hated Man on the Internet, got a bunch of fake tattoos, neck tattoo, dressed like him, right?
Oh, wow.
Go to work, and this really pretty girl's coming up, and she's like, I don't like this song. Play this song. I'm not even playing music yet. Like, it's literally the bars and music. I'm not even set up yet.
Oh, man.
I was like, oh, sorry, I'm not set up yet, but I'll play it when you want. And she goes, come on, I'm a member of the tribe. I went, what? She goes, you're Jewish, right? I was like, what are you talking about? She looked on my hand. There's a Star of David tattoo on my hand. And I put that on, actually, because my friend who I brought with me was dressed up as Jesus. He's Jewish. I grew up in Boca Raton, near a lot of Jewish
your friend
people.
or Jesus?
My friend grew up. Sorry, I grew up in Boca Raton. My friend was dressed up as Jesus.
Was Jewish?
Oh, yeah, they're both Jewish.
Jesus grew up in Boca Raton.
He might as well have, actually. No, but my friend and Jesus, both Jews.
That's a QAnon kind of thing, right? It's the promised land.
That's God's waiting room, so I guess.
Wait, QAnon thinks that Jesus grew up in Boca Raton. I could probably start that.
Yeah.
Let's start this.
Let's make it happen here.
The lizard people. Where's Jesse Ventura when you need him? The Illuminati.
Go ahead.
No, but
Illuminati.
Cumin. No, so my friend is dressed as Jesus. He's Jewish. I put that Star of David on it for him to make it jokingly a couple's costume, right?
Okay.
Like, ha ha ha. Look
Yeah,
at us, right?
Yeah.
And I told her, I was like, oh, no, I'm not Jewish. And she goes, then why do you have that tattoo? I was like, well, it's not a real tattoo. She's like, that's fake? I said, yeah. She goes, take that off. I was like, why? She goes, you're anti-Semitic. I was like, if I was anti-Semitic, why would I put this on my skin?
Yeah.
Like, that's
kind of the opposite.
Makes zero sense. Yeah. Freaking out at me. Just saying, like, goes to the bar, complains, like, you need to fire him, blah, 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 whatever. Like, all this shit was like, wow, wild. Starts calling me, like, fat, like, really being mean. And I was like, okay, whatever. Walks away. I can tell she was drunk. She comes back for karaoke a couple nights later. I don't remember why I'm telling you the story anymore. But she comes back a couple nights later to sing a song. Oh, you're asking about saying no. She comes
This
up.
is how I tell stories.
Yeah.
This was amazing to watch.
she comes up and she's like, I want to sing Pink, Get the Party Started, whatever. And I went, no. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, well, do you remember me from Halloween? She's like, yeah, I remember. I was like, yeah, you tried to get me fired. You called me fat, and you thought I was anti-Semitic, even though I tried to nicely explain it to you. So your boyfriend can sing, but you can't. And she's like, why? I was like, well, because this is the only power I exhibit over you, and I'm choosing to do so.
Oh, I love that level of petty.
I said it literally exactly like that. And she's like, are you serious? Like, yeah. And so you can just get out of my face or I can kick you out. She goes, what? I was like, you walk away right now and go sit down or you leave. And she just went, are you serious? And I said, security. And she went down, sat down next to her boyfriend, sat there for like an hour or two, very clearly distraught. Yeah. And I told security, don't worry about it. I was like, this will be more fun to make her watch me. And she just sat there the whole night while her boyfriend sang, but she didn't. It felt good.
You taste that right there?
Very petty.
Some petty in there right there. I can taste it.
God, I love it.
That petty is palpable.
Oh, my heart is so full right now. I love that.
I had no problem with any of our interaction. I had the problem with her going to the bartender and saying, you need to fire me for being anti-Semitic, even though that made no sense. I even went to the manager. I was like, hey, man, look, I don't think this makes sense, but if you want, I'll go and I'll take it off. Yeah. And he goes, no, why would you put that on your skin if you're anti-Semitic? I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no
common sense.
Yeah. And then also coming over and go, she said something like, this is why girls don't like you because you're fat. And I was like, that's like, let's say it's even true. Like, that's just, you're just trying to be mean.
Yeah. Right.
Like, you're saying it only to be mean.
Right.
Which, that's the only part that hurt my feelings was that you're trying to be mean. Right. Like, I can be.
And I don't even know you.
I can lose weight, but like, what I can't lose is your intention to hurt my feelings.
Right.
And I was like, I'm good.
Damn.
And so it was very nice to then return the favor.
I'm so glad you got to have that. That is beautiful. That is good. Beautifully crafted and executed petty.
Yeah. That's the equivalent of telling someone, well, your friends could drink, but if I see a drink in their hand, you're all kicked out.
Explain that.
So when you have someone who's drank too much or done something to where they're done, their friends haven't done anything. You don't want to punish everybody.
No, yeah.
But that is one of my prime joys in life is cutting someone off in front of their friends because they either are already too drunk and should know better, or they were just being a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, no, you will not be served. Your friends could get served. But just so you know, if I see a drink in your hand, you all get kicked out. Period.
Yeah.
No questions asked. That's it.
Yeah.
That's, for me, that's the closest thing I could find to that. That was beautiful.
We have certain power to exert over people. And like, I love when people, you're on a power trip. It's like, yeah, absolutely.
Duh. Yeah.
This is what I can offer in terms of revenge.
Who said power trips were bad?
No.
Power trips are bad when you abuse them.
Yes.
But when it's someone being abusive towards you and you have the opportunity to reassert, like, not dominance, but just like, no, take some power back for yourself. Like, look, yes, I have to do some things. But just because I'm entered into this contract of work or whatever doesn't mean you have dominion over me.
It goes back to kind of why we started this is to take that servant part out of service. And
exactly.
It's like, I'm working in the service industry, but I'm not your fucking servant.
Right.
No.
You know, you're going to respect me.
Exactly.
If not, then there's consequences. The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
Yeah.
And she fucked around enough and found the fuck out.
But conversely, and I think we can all agree, the worst thing ever is you go to a restaurant or something and someone has that chip on their shoulder from the get-go. It's like, no. Like, being in the service industry, part of it is being friendly enough, whatever that means. Like, for example, I like to say that when I get at work, you know, I'm a dick or whatever, but it's kind of a character, right? For lack of a better word. Like, I there's a barrier between the real me and whatever. And so, like, for example, this guy comes up last night and goes, what are the odds of you playing, I forget what he said, like REM? And I said, ooh, 0. And he laughed because he got the joke. You know what I mean? But some people are like, oh, this guy's being a dick. It's like, no, like, part of my thing is shtick. Like, I'm joking around. I'm trying to be silly, whatever. But when there's someone who's legitimately, like, hey, excuse me, may I have some water? No. It's like, okay. Like when there's that's a different thing.
Yeah.
So like what we're talking about is, oh, you started this, I'll finish this.
Yeah.
But like the people who are just always like bad at service, you know,
Those are the people that need
like, because our job
else.
is to serve, for lack of a better word, you know, to be accommodating.
We are providing a service.
Yeah.
That is what we're paid to provide a service. And being tipped is a recognition of the fact, well, not fact, but hopefully that we went above and beyond the service.
For sure.
That we gave you the experience that you came for, which is why you were willing to pay to come out. As you're saying, not only did you do your job, the bare minimum, you did extra. That's why I'm tipping you.
We're not being paid to be your punching bag.
Right.
No, right.
But it's also, which I feel like I'm piggybacking off of what you're saying is like, well, when you go into a venue and it seems like your server or your bartender already has their wall up, it's like, well, how do I approach that? That's on us.
Yeah.
But there's also those things of
It happens.
Who knows what was said just before you walked in.
Exactly.
Or what was done or what you found out or this and that.
You got to always be nice as the patron, regardless of what they're giving you.
It's an ebb and flow.
It's funny
we both have work to do.
You talk about tips. I'm like notoriously not that interested in tips, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like I would much rather have my dignity, and I would much rather have like my assertions, for lack of a better word. Like this is gonna go the way I want it to go. Meaning like like that guy who offered me $100 to play the YouTube song. $100 was like the minimum. Like if that guy came up and goes, "I'll give you $20 to play my YouTube song," I'm like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Dude, what if I tip you?
It's not worth the $20.
Or that girl who like wanted, you know, whatever. That girl, like, she wanted me to rub the thing off. She goes, "Oh, well, let me sing a song." No. Well, what if I tip you? No. There's literally no amount of money you can give me.
Right.
I don't care.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. No. I get paid well enough from the venue at this point that like tips are gravy. Like I'll take it, but I don't need it.
I would tie that into, you know, our end. If you're coming up at the end of the night and you're asking for that one last beer, one last shot, one last glass of wine, cocktail, whatever. What do they normally say?
It's not worth that $3-4 that you're gonna put. No, like I'm done. I'm not gonna go do the hassle of getting ice and doing this and doing that just so you can have that one last drink.
No,
when you should have done it 15 minutes ago. It's not worth the $3, $4, $5. Shit, even 10. I mean,
and to add to that, I apologize, but like to add to that, if you leave 10, it doesn't mean we get 10.
No, you're splitting it with 15 people.
Yeah, so out of that 10, I'm getting 2.
Yeah. Not me, though. I get all my tips. So
yeah.
He does.
Give me a lot.
He gets the full tip over there.
I do.
We get tips.
I get just the tip.
Of the tip.
He gets the tip.
I for whatever, I don't know why, I never announce like on the microphone, like tip me, like ever. Like I never do it.
You shouldn't have to.
Yeah, but like I know people who do and it works. Like, or some people are like, all right, who wants to sing next? $20 or whatever. The only time I'll do it, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is out of necessity of function, which is if my list is 50 people in and I look at my watch and I'm like, okay, it's midnight. I'm going to get up 14 or 15 of these people. I'll make an announcement. Guys, list super long. If you sign up now, you're not getting up, but $40 will get you next or whatever. Like I'll do it sometimes and it works.
That's great.
But it feels like I'm prostituting myself sometimes.
Nah, fuck it.
Aren't
fuck
we all?
Supply and demand.
Yeah.
Isn't that what
you
a
got
job
the microphone.
is?
So you whore yourself out as much as you need.
Oh,
every job is prostitution.
You guys ever
You're
watch?
literally saying, here's some of my time and my energy and my dedication.
Yeah.
Give me money for it.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
And I'm only saying that because someone tried to tell me earlier today that escorting or prostitution or whatever is like worthy of like punishment or death or some shit. Yeah, I was watching something and it was like 2 people get to survive and one of them was like, they did this, and the other person, the only thing they did wrong was that they, worked at an escort service. And instead of them saying like this person over here who's done something wrong, they were like, nah, that person needs to die. And I was like, why? And it was like, because they just have sex for money. And I was like, isn't everything you do for money?
Yeah, you have sex for free.
Yeah.
Idiot, sucker. I went to Panama where prostitution's legal and like the cops are like watching out for them.
Yeah.
was like, this seems much more efficient.
Yeah. Why do you think OnlyFans is so fucking popular, man?
Oh, I thought of a fun restaurant joke that I think you guys will appreciate, I hope.
Okay.
I thought of this last night, which is I want to start an OnlyFans for dudes who work in restaurants and call it Cambro. Do you know what a Cambro is? Yeah. It's pretty good. Thank you. It's now that's out in the world. Yeah, it's very stupid.
Oh, fuck. Where's the bell when you need it? Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait, hold on.
There's
I'll play the sound effect.
For those that don't know why it's funny, a Cambro is the plastic shit that you see.
You see it everywhere. It's like
you see it in restaurants. Like
Yeah.
they put
it's a storage container.
coffee beans, rice. It's a storage container in
storage
restaurants. And
Wait, hold
Cambro.
on. I'll play the sound so you know their horn.
Thank you.
That's my favorite DJ noise. I play that on everything.
That was actually really, really great.
Cambro.com's taken, I already checked, but Cambros.com, buying it.
I think you should. And kind of just, just kind of roll with that and be the, for lack of a better term, be the pimp.
Yes.
Be the CEO of Cambros and just have dudes in their waiter outfits and do that whole thing. And
I also own camgirlsnextdoor.com. Fun fact, I do know why. I made a short film where I needed like an OnlyFans type site, and I was trying to think of something that didn't exist.
Yeah.
I was like, no one bought camgirlsnextdoor.com, so I bought it for like $15.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
No one bought it from me. I wanted to make money.
They might after this. You never know.
Come on, people.
Yes. I mean, that's the kind of content they have on that site.
Cambros is fucking great.
Cambros, yeah.
That is a great fucking joke.
Thank
you
you.
do stand up too at your karaoke?
Well, people say that. People are like, oh, it's like you use it like as a stand-up gig, which I make jokes because I'm back there by myself. I'm bored.
Yeah.
And like, I grew up in a family where we're all kind of funny. So like, I'll just make jokes and stuff. And like, it's really fun to look out in the crowd, the people who are getting it, people who are paying attention and aren't. Because like, yeah, I'll get
Why isn't that a thing?
stand-up karaoke. I've thought about it actually.
Isn't that just
Why
called
isn't
an
that a
open
thing?
mic?
Well-
Yes, it's an open mic, but it's an open mic for people who want to go to their local bar.
But even think of it like on an off night at the Comedy Store, you have a comedian who runs stand-up or who runs karaoke, and you have the other comedians come up and sing, but like make it funny. Mm-hmm. But like like that, there is something to that.
But I mean, for the energy of a person who wants to get into stand-up and the intimidation, especially coming to LA or going to New York.
Oh, there's good
Cellar
practice there.
and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like doing it because, and the reason I say that is because when I lived in Seattle, there was a place that kind of did that, but it was still an open mic. But they treated it like a karaoke where they were still playing music in between, but it wasn't fully karaoke. People were really there for the stand-up, and they did the karaoke to kind of pass the time. I feel like if you married it where you had the karaoke and you added the stand-up for people who want to do it, and then they can feel comfortable, especially if it's a bar down the street from them. Oh, their friends laugh at them every week. So now you get to perform jokes in front of Tom and Harry and fucking Bill.
Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah, I didn't want to do the dick.
Well, that's not what I've heard about you.
God damn it, I was looking at the camera when you said that.
Damn.
That's not what Felix says.
Damn.
Felix, this for you, buddy.
The Felix that we know, because my dad's name is Felix.
Oh, really?
And
My dad's
fuck
name's,
that guy.
My dad's name is Fernando.
I like your dad.
I like that guy, yeah.
I don't like my dad. But I like that Felix that we both know.
Yes.
We'll put it that way. God damn, that was a good one.
You're welcome.
I'm still stuck on the Cambros joke. That one was still really
So
good.
I like wordplay, and so I actually have another, like, I don't want to give this one totally away because I actually think
Then
it
don't.
might be a good
Please
idea.
don't.
No, but I'll tell you part of it, which is I had an idea for a food truck that is also, that you also do karaoke. So it's like mobile karaoke, but then it sells food. I'll tell you after we're off what kind of food because it's fun. But what a cool idea. I mean, zoning and sound and stuff might be an issue, but like literally you just pull up and like there's a screen here while your food's being made, you sing a song and then you move on.
Zoning and everything, yeah. But if you do it in front of a place that already has a bar,
yeah, you're good.
and then you could have the food truck pull up right next to it and have it partnered. Because
Like Texas
you remember,
does a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, you remember back in Phoenix, Charlie's?
Yeah.
And so there's this bar called Charlie's, and the bar itself was just its own thing. But there was a food truck that used to post up outside so much, and people loved it so much that it actually became a part of Charlie's.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's still a food truck, but they
Phoenix.
pull up specifically for Charlie's.
Like 7th and
Camelback.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, like between 7th and like 17th.
in the Melrose area.
I
Yeah.
have a lot of family in Phoenix area.
Yeah, we'll be back out there in a couple weeks, actually.
You can do a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, actually,
Yeah.
that's the plan. To do a guerrilla style kind of
Guerrilla style episodes while we're in Phoenix.
Yeah,
We'll
Phoenix
see
is
how it
awesome.
goes.
this is like way off, but I gotta use the bathroom. So
Okay. You've
I'm
been
gonna
holding
go-
it in that long.
I've been holding it in since the last 20 minutes.
Since the murder.
Yeah, since the murder story.
As you do after a murder, you gotta hold it in.
Yeah.
You definitely gotta hold
So-
it in.
I'm gonna go.
All
to
right,
the
well, you go
bathroom.
do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be back.
Well,
I don't
me
know.
and Alex are
Yeah.
we're gonna bring it home.
Sure.
Although I forgot what my next question was gonna
Bring
be
it
because
home.
my
I'll be
mind
back.
just got totally fucking blanked on that one. Let's see. What's the question you have for like a bartender or a server or something like that you haven't had an opportunity to ask before?
That's interesting. I mean, I feel like I've asked everyone everything because I've worked there for so long. But
I'm not surprised to hear that actually.
yeah, I mean, the whole bartending thing is interesting to me because, I mean, similar to karaoke. Okay, I guess let's talk about one of my insecurities.
Okay.
And let's see if this factors into what you're dealing with, which is, so I'm now 36, right? I started doing this right around 25, 26. And it was really fun for a while, right? And so, like, I was meeting girls, I was drinking, I had a good place to, hey, you want to come party and hang out? Like, come hang out at the bar where I'm working, right? Now I'm 36, and I'm starting to be like, is this depressing? Like, is this, like, a little strange that I, as a man who's almost 40, like, this is my job? Like, if I go on a date and a girl's like, what do you do? Like, well, I'm a filmmaker, and I've had some success as a filmmaker, but obviously I'm not making a ton of money at that. So the way I make money is by working all night at a college bar. Like, is that embarrassing? And so I always wonder, like, for me, it's a little different because I'm the entertainment, so to speak. But as a bartender, for most people, that's like a means to an end. You're doing that to make money for right now. But, like, obviously you've worked with people who are, like, older or been doing it longer or whatever. Does that same insecurity creep in for you, or do you see it with others?
Yes. Great question, actually. Yes, it used to, not so much anymore. I've done this for so long, like 10 years now. And
How old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay.
And I remember when I started it, I just kind of did it on the side. It was just something I did for fun. And I would just have so much more fun doing this job than my 9-to-5 job. And I did that for a couple years, and I'll never forget the conversation I had that made me realize that bartending was what I needed to do for right now, so to speak. I was talking to a manager at a warehouse I worked at. Job I had, I worked 4 days a week, 3 days off, set schedule, decent money, especially around that time and in that area. Like, I was fine. I could have totally been fine with where I was at. And I was so fucking bored. And I would notice that...
yeah, it's not boring working in a bar.
Exactly. I noticed that my day job was just what I did to make money. And then on the weekends, I was literally living for my weekends. So those 3-day weekends, I lived them to the fullest.
For sure.
I'd even take time off on a Friday, leave early, lose money to go spend more money on a Friday. And I was just like, so what's the point in making the money if you're spending it trying to have fun, because what you do doesn't bring you joy.
Right.
And I was talking to a manager who had just started being a manager within a couple months. He had been a bartender for like 6-7 years. At the time, I want to say, because like I said, I started like about 10 years ago. So at this time I was probably about 29. He was about the same age, 28, 29. And he said, well, you know, my wife, she doesn't like that. You know, I'm constantly working with these women who are younger than me and these people who are younger than me and this and that. And I kind of feel like I'm too old and I aged out and all these different things. And I was like, yeah, but how did you feel about the job? And he's like, dude, I loved it. It was the most fucking fun job I've ever had, because no 2 nights were the same. No 2 days were the same. Yeah, my coworkers constantly shifted, but that meant if there was one I didn't like, all I had to do was wait them out. They'd be gone pretty soon, you know. So
for social people, it's a good gig. I'm very social. Yeah,
same. I'm an extroverted introvert.
Yes, you know? I'm kind of the same. And actually, let me ask you a question and see if you've run into this before, which is, so I was talking to my mom about this over Christmas. She's like, I think she was asking, someone was asking, like, do you meet girls at work? I was like, yeah, I meet a lot of girls, or like 22-year-old college students or whatever. And I always get the same question, which is they look at me and they're very nice and flirting, like, how old are you? And I'll say, how old do I look, you know? And they'll always say,
yeah, my brother loves that one.
They'll always go 28.
I hate that one because I get scared of the answer.
Oh, really?
Because I'm worried that one day the answer isn't going to match the last answer, so I never ask people, how old do I look?
Well, so their answer is always the same, which is 28. Yeah. And I'm like, hell yeah, keeping it together. I'm doing great. But it occurred to me that when you're 22 or 21, 28 is kind of the limit where your brain goes before you get to 70.
Yeah.
So like they just see you as old, but not old.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of
you're old-ish.
I started getting kind of upset. I was like, oh man, I'm now there.
Yeah. And that was something that I had to get over like a while back. I want to say when I was a little bit younger than you, like being in this industry and being a bartender and things like that, it would hit me. I was like, fuck, dude, what am I doing? Like, they just keep getting younger and younger, and not just the customers, you know, but also my coworkers, and not because I was hooking up with my coworkers, just because every couple of months I'd have somebody come in and it's like, yo, how fucking dumb are you? And then I think, well, if they're only 20, 21, 22, 23,
they're pretty
what
dumb.
did I know back then?
We're all dumb.
I barely know shit now. So what's helped me is that I think about all the people who taught me when I was younger, because when I finally switched over to bartending full time, I was being trained by people who were a couple years older than me, and there was one person, James Harvey Hurd.
I thought we were using names.
Well, that's my boy. That's my boy. Like, you know, like we've been through it. I love that guy to death, man. And there was just one thing he told me, because at the time that he was training me, he had been doing it for a long time. This guy at this time was like early 40s, in insane fucking shape, but didn't drink anymore. And I was like, yo, so why do you still bartend? You don't drink. You're married, so you're not taking women home. What's the fucking point of you bartending? He's like, this is how I know how to make money. So it doesn't matter that people may think I'm too old. I make myself look young enough. I do what I have to do to make myself feel comfortable clocking in to work with these younger people. And who the fuck is going to teach them how to make these drinks? Not you. And I was like, yeah, you goddamn right, not me, because I don't know how to make anything. And now here we are 10 years later. And a lot of stuff he taught me, I'm teaching people younger than me. So sometimes you need that person who is in their late 30s. I
think it's a little different as a bartender, though, because all I keep thinking is, you know, when I first moved here, I would go to like Saddle Ranch. Remember Saddle Ranch? You know Saddle Ranch? I
haven't been, but I remember Saddle Ranch in Phoenix. And from what I've heard, they're pretty similar.
It's fun, But so the one in Hollywood, there was a guy who would do, a really nice guy, and by the way, kept himself, like you're saying, looking good for his age, but was clearly like mid to late 40s doing karaoke. And liked the guy and everything, had no problems with him. But I remember thinking, like, I just don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be a guy in my mid to late 40s doing it.
Yeah.
And now I'm, like, getting close to it. And it's like, oh, man, like, even if it's fine for everyone else, I'm not thrilled with it myself. And by the way, that guy doesn't do it anymore. He moved on to do other stuff. And I think he's doing great, which is awesome. Good dude. And even though I have other things going for me, like I was telling you guys before about, like, that script I wrote that, like, has attention, but from, like, you know, good, big people and stuff, like, I'm doing great. But at the same point, like, I just feel like the aesthetics of my current life are like not real appealing.
But who gives a fuck what it looks like as long as you know what you're doing?
I totally agree with you, but I think I still have that insecurity. Like, that's where my insecurity. I'm not that like that girl calling me fat didn't bother me. What bothered me is that she was trying to bother me. You know what I mean? And so what bothers me here is not so much what people think it looks like so much as what I think they think it looks like.
And that's what I'm saying. The one quote that helps me the most, Toby Nwiwe said this. He said that
said it 10 times.
I can't. But he said that he hated every mirror until he changed his reflection. And what I realized is that until the person I'm looking at is what I want them to look at, I'm never going to be happy.
Sure.
But no matter what, there's always going to be someone out there who doesn't like what I look like.
Yeah.
But as long as when I wake up and when I go to bed, I like what I look at. That's fine. And when it comes to this job, I know that I do it well. I know that I do it better than a lot of other people who think they do it well. I know I'm not the best. So that means that I'm always going to continue to progress.
Harder. Yeah.
And there are other things I'm trying to do. I don't want to be a 50-year-old bartender, but if I am bartending at 50 for fun, great.
Good, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if I could build something off of that, then great.
Yeah.
If you're doing karaoke at 50, but you're doing it for fun because people still want you to do karaoke, you're fucking
too,
winning.
That's true
because
too,
guess what people wish that they could do at 50?
Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're the leaders of the fun factory, man.
That's true.
It's what we do. We provide a good time.
Specifically me, like on the microphone. Like my whole job is literally I'm an MC. Literally,
exactly.
I'm a master's of ceremony.
And I always tell myself, everybody who may be judging me, they're only judging me because they can't do what I'm doing.
Yeah, for sure.
And they can't make it look as good. Like this.
Well, yeah, with my tuxedo.
I can't fucking wear this shit, my boy. Like, god damn, it looks good. I don't say it in jest. Like, it looks good.
Well, I appreciate
it's one of those things. I know one other person that when I moved to LA, he always wore a Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah.
And I never heard the term until he told me. And he always made it look good, man. So
what's funny is I think this is the third time I've ever worn this, like, together.
And you do it online. That's the level of confidence that I just hope I can reach.
Hell yeah. Well, you have Miami Dolphins hair, so you were cool.
I don't know about all that. Anyway.
Go Dolphins.
Yeah. No, go Dolphins.
No, go Dolphins.
No,
go
Dolphins. Anyway, thank you for being on the
Yeah,
pod,
my pleasure.
Man. I really appreciate you coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, my brother didn't come back in time, so I'm going to lead y'all out. Remember, February 19th at 7 p.m. from 7 to 9, we will be at the Alamo Draft House, downtown L.A. Should be a lot of fun. We haven't mapped out exactly how we want to do it to make it interactive, but we're definitely going to have
karaoke. I'm just kidding.
Shit.
I think I'm working that night.
There might be a way to do it. You might be working at Alamo. They might be tying this together and we don't know it.
This.
But we definitely will have a guest from Alamo. The lovely Danny has already agreed. And so I've said it on camera, so I'm holding her to it. We will have more to talk about as far as with that and some other things over the next couple of weeks. Thank you for supporting us so far. And as we've said before, with this year, it will be more than just a pod. And until then,
smash that like button.
And subscribe. What's up, motherfuckers?
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
I don't want people thinking I would take a shit.
That's what I was about to say.
You could have came back.
I know,
you didn't
but
come back.
you guys were doing your thing, so I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just,
Oh, Georgia
just come back.
yeah, I wasn't taking a
watch
shit.
when I got off.
I was just watching.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, well.
Hey, you guys want to do one more intro?
Nice catch.
All right, one more outro.
Oh, where he comes back.
I think that was good.
No, if you want to come back in.
No, I'm good.
Oh,
Yeah,
Walk
you guys
it.
killed it.
You can walk in and say I didn't want to interrupt.
No.
We're gonna wonder where you would think like, where'd he go?
Yeah. Bro.
If you guys insist,
Yes,
I
we
don't
do.
think we need it.
Definitely gonna think you're taking a shit.
Yes, exactly.
Just walk in and say I
remember,
didn't want to
I'm doing
interrupt.
the edit, so if you don't come back, I will tell
Oh,
them that
you're
you
a
were
dick.
taking the shit.
You're a
it's my
dick.
week to do the edit, so I get
You're
to
a
say
dick.
he was doing whatever I say he was doing.
You're a dick.
Well, that was known. All right.
Okay.
Well, now you got to do the outro. Whoa, we got this motherfucker back. He was not taking a shit.
Yeah, you're taking a shit.
I don't think he
I was
was
standing
taking
over
a
there in
shit.
the corner. You guys
Taking a shit in the corner.
He's definitely.
You guys
taking a
want to
shit.
roll, so I was gonna let you do your thing.
He couldn't find the wet wipes. He has a very
They're right here.
sensitive bum.
They are right there because there's a leak. That's funny.
Thank you.
You sure you're a DJ? You don't do.
Yeah.
What was I supposed to do?
You're supposed to take us out.
I don't know. You guys already did it.
No.
I'm just here so I won't
What?
get fined.
What is?
All right,
we did the.
We don't
baby
have an
come
outro.
back, and then you came back.
We don't have an outro. That's the thing.
Well, make one. You made the intro. This
I
has
made the
been.
intro. You
This
were
has
supposed
been
to-
a nah. This has been an exciting episode of. Why do I always say exciting?
I don't know. It's not always exciting. It's informative, but not always exciting. Not every episode's exciting.
You know what? That's a good outro. I'm done.
I have to take a shit now, actually.
Hey man, tip your staff. Tip your staff. 20%.
Yes. And karaoke host.
Yeah. All right.
Nah,
Bye, everyone.
I'm backing up after that.
Thanks for having me,
I
guys.
guess